When I was younger, I was a lot more impulsive in terms of selling games that I thought I was done with or I thought that I wouldn't want again. Nowadays, I'm actually more impulsive on buying games, especially digitally, that I end up not having time for. And that's another problem I have, I will admit now, but I feel like I'm thankfully less impulsive in terms of selling games now. The last time I sold a game, I believe, was Dragon Age the Veilguard, and that gave me like 2750 store credit. And I don't regret that because not only was I not a big fan of that game, but also because I platinumed it. I got the platinum trophy, and there was no DLC coming out for it, so I got rid of it. And that I don't regret. I got quite a bit of trade credit for it, and I used it to buy a few older games on Xbox 360, one of which I did have that I sold initially. So I got one of those games back. That was Army of Two: The 40th Day. I'm making this video because I want this month's topic to be games that I regret selling, because there are a couple of them that really bother me. One especially, and that was the collector's edition of Fallout New Vegas. I believe I did a video on this a long time ago, like back in 2000 and either 2012 or 2013. It was a long ass time ago. It was like 12 years ago.
It comes with its own unique comic book that's set right before the events of the game. It's a prequel book. Ah! Now I know what it feels like to be Bruce Campbell.
And I sold it because back then I didn't like Fallout New Vegas.
Too bad the game itself was buggier than a dead kangaroo's rotting ass with a side of shit sauce and poopy pudding.
I found it to be way too buggy compared to 3. I found the story to be shorter compared to 3. And I was less appreciated by what was in Fallout New Vegas that honestly isn't really in any other modern Fallout game. I love Fallout New Vegas now. Fallout New Vegas is not only my favorite Fallout game now, but it's actually probably in my top 10 favorite games of all time. I sold it at some store that's not even there anymore, and I only got like $20 out of it. And I think when it came out, when it first came out, when Fallout New Vegas came out, that collector's edition was 80, I think, and it came with a bunch of cool shit. It came with a big ass comic book. It came with like an art book too, a deck of playing cards, a Lucky 38 platinum chip. You know, it came with all sorts of cool shit in this box. Just watched my video and, you know, it was really cool. I don't know what I was thinking when I sold that thing, because if I try to buy that now, complete, with nothing missing, I can guarantee you it's probably like fucking $400 on Amazon or some shit. The whole COVID thing and the price of games went up and up and up. The inflation for games now is ridiculous. And letting that go is something that I might never be able to forgive myself for, because I love Fallout New Vegas now. I can go back to it so, like, even with the bugs, and yes, it is the buggiest of, like, you know, the 3 and 4 New Vegas. It is the buggiest one, but New Vegas to me has the best ideas. It's got the whole hardcore survival element where you gotta eat, drink, and sleep. Of course, that's optional, but it's like a hardcore mode that I really, really loved. Even back then, you know, when I used to not like Fallout New Vegas, I liked that portion of it. I also now love how the factions are tied into the story. They all feel important. the endings are way better. You know, I love Fallout New Vegas, and letting that go for $20, the collector's edition for $20, that will never happen again. You know, like, first off, I very rarely ever get collector's editions of games anymore because to me, $70 is expensive enough for a video game, let alone $100 or a $200 collection set of, you know, whatever that. What was it? Assassin's Creed Shadows. They're selling like a fucking $250 collector's edition set. Like, even if I was the biggest Assassin's Creed fan, I'm not gonna pay that much for a collector's edition. You know, there was a time when collector's editions were affordable. I pre-ordered Mass Effect 2 way back in 2009. I got that collector's edition for only $70. Only $10 more than the regular version. It comes with a bunch of cool shit, like art books and, you know, a small comic book and stuff like that. I do miss physical media more and more, you know. Nowadays physical pre-orders, it's like they don't even exist, you know. Another game that I regret selling. Did I sell Super Mario World? Hang on. Mortal Kombat 3. Okay, I got Link to the Past, Mortal Kombat 3, Primal Rage, Star Fox. Is that Super Mario World or Super Mario Kart? Super Mario Kart. So yeah, I did sell Super Mario World. Quite possibly the best Super Nintendo game of all time. I don't know why I did it. I never hated that game. I always liked that game, even though I sucked at it and I never made it too far. Maybe that's why I sold it. Actually, now that I think about it, I used to sell a lot of games I couldn't finish, either by rage quitting or getting confused by a puzzle. I used to sell a shit ton of games that I want back now. Mostly Xbox 360, some PS3. Like, I want to get the Simpsons game back. I had the Simpsons game on 360. I got for like $5 at some fucking second-hand store like 10 years ago. I sold it because I got pissed off at something. Didn't make it that far. Now it's going for $45 at GameStop. Great. There are times like this I hate myself. Okay? So, yeah, guys, I think I'm going to end it there. Are there any games that you regret selling? Let me know in the comments section down below if you want to share, as always. And, yeah, thank you for watching. I'm going to go back to beating myself up now.